What it do, snackers and snackettes? It's your boy Gage. Sin is in the building.
Yes, sir.
You are now tuned into Loading Snacks Weekly, where we get together once a week and talk about things that are happening in pop culture. And today, there's no jokes.
No jokes. It's just us today.
It's just us. But that's cool. So we listen. It's not gonna be a late jokes or coming in at what I'm saying. Like,
what up, Alfonso?
The fact is, what's up, Alfonso? J. Robert Deans, what's up? Yeah, if Ty actually makes it in, it won't be. He'll definitely be before jokes.
Yes.
Yes, before jokes.
All of you have been before.
Listen, there it is. There it is, y'all.
Right on time.
There it is. Listen, I hope everyone has had a wonderful week.
Hey.
Oh, what up, Shady Hayes?
What up, Shady?
Shady, I didn't see you at Otakon. Were you at Otakon? Because it feels like you should have been there, and like maybe somehow I managed to miss you. But I don't recall seeing you or seeing posts about you being at Otakon.
No, I didn't say anything
either. Either way, it's good to have you here. I'm happy to have you here. Let me tell you something, Mark. Them backpacks ain't no joke, bro.
Hey, bro.
Them joints ain't no joke.
These are the truth, man.
I'm sorry, Shady. I'm sorry you were not there.
Okay.
But if you were out of town, and I'm gonna assume it was worth it. Maybe we'll see you in like another week and a half at AwesomeCon. How about that? Will you be at AwesomeCon? Matter of fact, who all here is going to AwesomeCon? That's what I need to know. Who's going to AwesomeCon? Who are we going to see there? Because we will definitely be there in a press capacity, but we also have a panel that's happening on Saturday. Of AwesomeCon. We'll talk about that a little bit more as we get a little bit closer to it. We are definitely going to recap. Yes, that's right, Shady. You are going as a guest. Congratulations to you on that, because that is super awesome, and I knew that, and I don't know why I let that happen. Hey, listen, man. Let me tell you something, Cuddy. Listen, I don't know. Listen, man. I dropped bread, bro. So
we did, dog. we couldn't help it, dog.
They're incredible, dog. And when I tell you, let you know what? We can tell you all about Otakon. We gonna start with these backpacks. Let me tell you, man. Equilibrium USG, man. I can't say enough. So when we got to Otakon, one of the first things they did was they did a press tour of like the like vendor area and so forth before everybody got down there. So we kind of got a chance to go and check things out and see who had what set up. And I'm gonna tell you, it's very different seeing it as the ghost town that it is prior to setup by comparison to what you normally get, right, Sin?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay,
like it's almost
you're only doing Baltimore. Okay, we'll see you in Baltimore.
It's almost surreal to see the floor like that. Like there's nobody here yet. The booths are just getting finished set up. But we know what this is about to turn into.
Exactly.
It's like the calm before the storm. What up, Perp?
Definitely the calm before the storm. Yeah. So we're walking through and we met a couple people and saw some folks we knew, and that was really, really dope to see. And when we walked past that, we saw the backpack setup, the Equilibrium USG setup, and I immediately walked over. It's the first time we've seen the show in that state, in the like pre-setup state. Because even in years past, when we've been in before that section of the show is open, we haven't had access to go to it, or we were doing something different. So we walked past, and I was like, I need to go talk to these people, see what's going on. So I walked over and I met one of the owners. The person in the interview, his name is Mo. His wife's name is Falcon. I met her first.
Right.
Because he was tied up actually talking to somebody else and doing some setup stuff or whatever. So I went and spoke to her first. And I was like, y'all want to do an interview? She was like, yeah, come back. So we ended up going back. But I'm gonna tell you something, man. Them backpacks, I've been victim of a demo before. You know what I'm saying? I have victimized some people using a demo before myself. This particular demo, the difference in what it felt like having that backpack on, the way the weight was evenly distributed, the fact that you could switch to multiple backpacks. For those who haven't seen the interview that we shot with them, basically, Equilibrium USG or Urban Survival Gear is a modular backpack. They describe it as like Lego for bags. And essentially what you do is you get like a harness. You don't even have to have the backpack harness, but you get a harness, and the harness is sized to fit you, right, Sin?
Yeah.
So like I got a medium size harness. Sam, what size harness did you get?
I got an extra large.
Extra large harness.
Yeah.
And so they ask you a few questions. You get a harness that fits you. They put that on you, and then you can attach basically any other bag they have to that. Now there are two different harnesses. One that actually is a bag, and one that's not. You just can put that on and strap other things to it. And again, the multitude of bags that they have, not only do they have different styles of bags, but they also have different sizes in those styles of bags.
Yep.
So you can purchase them at different sizes. And one of the cool things that they were talking about to us was that, like, for us, even being at a show like we're at, like if we all have harnesses, even if we have different bags or something like that, like if Sim bought like an extra large bag, I can still strap the extra large bag onto my backpack base, so I can swap it as I want. But every bag, the harnesses go all the way up to like 2XL. And the way that they have the harnesses and stuff set up, they will ask you, what's up, Heather? What size a like form fitting shirt would be? Not
6'2",
like a loose fitting shirt.
Cuddy. 6'2".
Yeah. So, and I want y'all to know that, like, I went to multiple people like that we know, like artists and stuff like that, and I was like, man, listen, you gotta walk with me back to this table.
Hey, look
at these backpacks.
Let me tell y'all something. After all of us did the demo, try out the bags. When we was walking around with our bags for the rest of the convention, we were bitching straight up the whole time. Like, dog, this feels dumb now. Carried like I don't even want to carry this thing anymore after trying that bag. It makes such a difference.
Yeah, and realistically, it's like I take my bag everywhere. Like I don't go anywhere. Like that bag goes with me to work. It's in the car. I don't go anywhere without my bag. And so the ability to just have bags, you can just swap them out or switch them, or you can take one off and use it. There were people walking around. This is the thing we didn't notice until after we talked to them about it, was that bag was actually the official bag for Otakon. So everybody who was working Otakon who had the floor either had the bag and the backpack on and some version of the bag on, or they had like the waist. Like when you buy the backpack, it comes with like a waist clip too. You can take the waist clip and just buy the smaller component bags and put them on there. People walking around with those. It was crazy. And then when we went back, was this the third day? This must have been Sunday. We went back over. We were showing somebody else, and another friend of ours who was an artist, a guy named Ronzo, really, really dope artist, happened to walk over, and he had one on, and he was like, man, I bought this bag like 3 years ago. This joint is incredible. I will give you a link for the vendor right now.
And this thing, you talk about versatile. This thing is a bag within a bag within a bag within a bag. It is ridiculous the amount of storage space that this thing has for everything. And it still feels so comfortable. It's so durable. It's like water resistant and everything. Like, it is amazing.
Yeah, give me a second. I'm gonna drop the link for you. There it goes. Well, that's specifically the Recon, but if you're not looking for just that bag or whatever, this is just the main website. One of the other things that's really dope about it is you can actually, so they have all these customizable like faces you can put on the back of it. Well, they have different ones that you can buy, but you also can customize them. So, for us, we're gonna customize it, get the logos put on it, all that kind of stuff, walk around with them. But they go through a process of, like, if you want to get something put on there, you have to get permission from the artist and that kind of thing. And you have to do the research and provide that to them when you upload your artwork. So if you want to get something like that done, we took several artists over to the table, and they were like, yeah, man, I would love to like take my artwork and upload it and whatever. And they're like, yeah, you could walk around with it. You can even swap it out. One day you're walking around with one thing on, you go back around, you're wearing a different one. People asking what table you're at. Like extremely versatile, really, really dope bags. Just like I can't say enough about it. This is a photo of us at the table. This is at the very end of the interview. The gentleman you see there, that's Morris. That's Mo. He is the architect, the genius behind the design, former military. Just really, 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 really good dude. Doing a lot just to kind of show off. He literally said to me, he was like, man, I just want people to know that there's like more than like boxers and stuff like that coming out of the Philippines. So like they're set up in the Philippines. He's keeping a lot of people in business there, like through the pandemic and so forth, like helping to take care of families and stuff like that. So they are based out of Chicago, but they travel all over the place. They will be back at AwesomeCon. So anybody who's planning to go to AwesomeCon, they will be there. Morris and his wife will more than likely not be there because they also have a con in Mississippi at the same time. They have, a traveling team of people. But
not sure about Baltimore. Not sure about Baltimore.
I think they said they'll be at Baltimore as well.
Okay.
But yeah, so they'll be there. But again, you can order directly from the website. But if you want to go and actually see a demo or see them live and in person, like they sold through basically everything they had.
Oh yeah,
it was crazy at their booth the entire time. Not cheap, but definitely worth it. We saw bags, like people had bags that were 5 and 6 years old that they look brand new.
Yeah.
So yeah. Hey, listen, let me tell you something, Heather. Those bags, the way they're set up, like literally they walked through that. They were like, you can have this bag and take this bag, snap it off, put that joint in, and take this bag and put it on as your carry-on. Plus, technically, the backpack harness is its own bag itself too. So you have a second bag that's there with you. Listen, watch the interview. Because in the interview, they go through and when he opens the bag, I'm looking at there's all these pockets. It holds like 3 laptops. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is ridiculous.
And there was a wallet inside of it.
I was about to say that there was a wallet in there.
That joint was crazy.
And it still got all the attachments that you can go and just add on to it. Like
water bottle attachments. So like they actually have a bag where the inside of the bag is completely As a matter of fact, the bags that we got have a section in them where you can peel the Velcro back. They have people that buy them that are law enforcement. They put bulletproof plating inside of them. It's all kinds of stuff you could do. It's pretty dope. But they had a bag that like it rolled up at the top and snapped on. You open it up and the full inside of the bag was white and it was like completely waterproof. And he said, I kid you not, they put a full bag of ice, like dumped a bag of ice in it and put like 2 12-packs of sodas in it and walked around with it all day. And it kept them joints cold. The ice didn't melt. I was like, stop playing with me.
That's for Future Con right there.
It is, bro.
Future Con work.
It is. They do. They specifically they work with specific artists. So if you go to their website and you look, there are artists that they work with specifically that they have done deals with to create artwork that you can buy. But then again, they also, if you want to get artwork done by somebody else, you actually have to show them that you have permission to get that artwork put before they'll make it and send it to you.
And like, I think somewhere like on the inside of it, they put like the artist's name and stuff like that.
They do.
Like
So on the back side of the bag, when you buy the piece that actually has the artwork on it, on the flip side of it, it has all the artist information, who the artist is, where they're located, all that information. It's actually pretty dope. It's almost like an airport tag that has like the information for your bag, shows who the artist is and all that kind of stuff. So that bag is bags designed to hold and organize our surprise. Listen, they have bags that will do go to the website. I'm telling you, there are bags. The bags have so many pockets, so many options. There are so many different configurations. It's like a base of 4 bags. Each bag then comes in different sizes, but then they also have smaller compartmentalized bags. And again, we were there and saw people who are artists who were carrying their supplies and had stuff with them that are using their bags. And I was actually surprised that I had never heard of them or run across them before because they have been they've been in business for like 15 years. And then I was on their Twitter and I saw pictures posted to their Twitter of a bunch of artists we know. I saw Playful Gorilla. I saw Dash Cartoons. I saw posting pictures with them out dinner with bags. And I'm like, somehow this just, I just missed it.
Yes,
yes,
like
a lot like your latest rest. And that was the thing that Sim brought up when we were there, like, it has so many pockets.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. It was really cool, really dope to see. We had a great time talking to them, and you would think that of all places at an anime convention, one of the things you come away the most excited about wouldn't necessarily be a bag, bro. But when we asked him like what part of his inspiration was, he was like, anime. Like, he's into like that style of clothing and so forth, and just how they have like functionality and stuff like that. So it was really cool. Sam, man, talk to me about some of your favorite moments from Otakon from the weekend.
Wow. Well, let's see. Besides them, they were pleasant. Absolutely. All the different artwork I picked up, finally us going there as a team to an actual anime, like convention, like going there for real and hitting the ground running. I spent way more than I absolutely should have, but whatever. I got a lot of dope artwork. A lot of great interviews with people. I think my highlight might have been sitting down with the voice actors, like just having that opportunity to get in, sit down with them, ask them just a few questions or whatever. Like that was especially honestly, all of them. Like Rico was dope, doing the voices of some of the characters for us. Adam had a whole lot of energy or whatever. It was overall a really, really good experience. And actually, we went to a couple panels after you had to step out to go to your daughter's birthday party. Usually, I'm not like the panel guy.
That's my highlight from Otakon.
I'm not usually the panel guy, so being able to sit there, we picked some good ones. Like we did mock auditions, which turned out to be really, really good. Seeing people come up, they would give them a script. They would act it out, and they would give them some critiques, and they would come back. Everybody did a really, really good job, I think, overall with it. And then to try to leave that to go, all right, let's go hit the show floor. Then they're like, in this room, they're holding like an impromptu Jujutsu Kaisen panel. So we're like, okay, let's turn around and sit back down, get a little closer, and end up being like it was like the character Nobara's birthday, so it was like a celebration thing for her. Talk about your favorite moments, how she inspired you. We sung happy birthday to her. Like, it was all good fun. But yeah, I think those are some of my favorite moments for the weekend. And getting back out and seeing all our vendor friends and artist friends that we haven't seen in forever since the pandemic. Just catching up with people. Yeah, just overall really, really great weekend. Yo, Late Ty, what up?
What it do, Late Ty?
And I saw that, Deans. Yes, I spent a lot of money. My PlayStation 5 money is gone.
Oh, it's gone. It's gone. You be all right. Listen, let me tell you something. It got real threatening in there because Sin, we have a artist friend, Stephen Jones, Auditorium, who paints like anime fine art. He does pieces that you can actually see one Sin's got right there.
Asana.
Yeah. But when he does the original artwork, that artwork is also, he makes them so they're also black light sensitive, so they're kind of twofers. So they're on the more expensive side for what a lot of people, I would say, would spend on an individual piece of artwork at a show like that. Like, a lot of times you walk around, you go to somebody's table, they're selling prints, and prints are, maybe $20 or something like that.
2 for $25, something like that. Just
depending on the size of the print or whatever.
Right.
So by comparison to what you might see there, it's a little different. Relax, Marcus. But yes, literally highlighted his work before. So Sin did pick up a couple pieces from him. You want to just go ahead and show him what you got? Because I got a picture of you standing there holding them, and I want you to know that the threats were flying because he has people in other states who every time he debuts something, they like to buy it from him, but he knows that Sin also generally buys whatever he has.
I haven't even unwrapped these things yet. Let me go ahead and unwrap these now while we're sitting.
While he's unwrapping them, I'll pop up the image. So that's him holding both of those pieces, but you'll get to see him live in a second. But yeah, Stephen is a really good dude. As a matter of fact, I saw you mentioned something, J. Robert Dean's, about them looking like military grade backpacks, those backpacks. While we were with Auditorium, we actually walked him over to that table, and we happened to be with, he happens to know a guy named Tony, who is a member of the J. Dilla Foundation. He's attached to J. Dilla, and he's former military, and he had his military bag with him, and that joint was shredded. And he is somebody who we took over, and he did the same demo that we did, and he also purchased the bag
right on the spot.
On the spot, like bought his and took it with him. Because again, like I've never been so sick to my stomach to have to pick my bag back up. You know, every time we stop and do an interview, I put my bag on the ground as we get ready to do it. And he literally, like literally having to pick my bag back up to put it on me was like, it made me sick to my stomach. Also, while he's doing that, I'll talk again. One of my highlights was absolutely doing that interview. It was really good to see Maggie from Minister Inspirations. She's really good people. Let me pop a picture of her up. She does some really cool stuff. Needle felting is what she does. I got me a little spider guy. I'll show you in a second there. Maggie's really cool. We see her at multiple conventions a year. We don't always get to talk to her. She's usually really busy. But we managed to get a chance to talk to her and have a good conversation. I picked up this little soft, super felt, super cute little spider guy. From her, which was awesome.
This is one of them, my Tanjiro.
Hold on, we gonna do a little swap see here.
Yeah, my Tanjiro, you know. Matter of fact, I'll show you the other one too. Then I put on the black light so y'all can see what it looks like when the black light hits it.
I do my best not to dump my gear on anybody's table. Do my
Spider Demon from from Demon Slayer as well. But when you put this black light on them,
here we go. Hopefully you can see it well in the light you got, but I think it'll work all right. Just try it. Let's see. Yeah, you can't really. I mean, you can see it a little bit, but you can't really tell as well with the light on.
So let's cut off the lights.
Turn off the lights. Get yourself in the mood, buddy, Ro. That's all. There it is. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, what a solid
blood
difference.
spatters. Yeah.
Solid difference.
And the other one got the spiders crawling all over, the eyes light up.
Yep.
Spider webs going around it. It's really dope when you see the detail in this thing.
Yeah. I'll be honest with you. Like the highlighted pieces, the parts of the black light sensitive pop really, really well on that piece with all the white in the background. Yeah. It looks really good, man. So yeah. Pretty dope. Yeah, so we got an opportunity to speak with Maggie. We talk about listen, DJ Awesome is prime, man. Let me tell you something. That dude, this dude right here, awesome, ball of energy. We met him a couple years ago at we saw him for the first time. We saw him at Blurred. But we didn't actually meet him until MagFest.
Yeah, MagFest.
He was playing at MagFest, and that was the first time we really met him and actually talked to him. Just a really, really awesome guy. And he has last year he started his own label. So nerdcore music. He does a lot of dubstep stuff, but really, really awesome stuff. And got a great chance to just kind of speak with him. He really looked out for me while I was there. He was nice enough to introduce me to one of the table, like the showrunners there, named Lacey, who is just really awesome. I had a chance to kind of show her some appreciation for what she does. That actually probably one of my favorite moments though of the actual con itself.
Yes, that is the only reason why I have a black light, Robert Deans.
I didn't realize that. J. Robert Dean said what I meant is that you guys are respectful of artists, product, and space all the time. Not everyone doing interviews is. So thank you. Hey, listen, we try. We appreciate the art and the artwork. And a lot of our friends are really good and close friends are artists. As a matter of fact, I would say that one of the reasons why I started going to cons in the first place was because I had friends who were tabling. So it is definitely a bit different. Net one, you bought three pieces of his art. That's what's up.
Sweet.
That's what's up.
Sweet. And no, Marcus, you're the one with the OnlyFans account, Marcus. You already know that.
Fonzo said he gave Auditorium gave him some good advice. Yeah, that's let me tell you something.
That's what's up.
Steven is a real stand-up dude, really, really good guy. looks out for us every time we see him. Allows us to take our other artwork that we're buying and stash it at his table, so we don't have to carry it around with us while we're trying to do stuff. He really is. He's like family. A lot of the people that we deal with at conventions really are like family. We do spend a lot of time building relationships with folks, and so it's just really good to do that.
I'm pretty sure in 2 weeks,
take a couple of pictures. Anything that's One Piece,
baby.
My man is all over it. So a couple of really solid shots.
Sailor Moon.
Yeah, just coming from through there. It was again just really cool to get out and see everybody, to have an opportunity to rap with folks. I know that our good friend Harry Crossland had a really solid panel at the end of the day. About how to shoot, cosplay photography for beginners, and that went really well for him. So that was cool. I actually rapped with him earlier today.
That's what's up.
So Otakon was really solid.
It was
really cool for us to have an opportunity to do that as press. Looking forward to doing more stuff like that and working with them in the future. We met a lot of good people and did a lot of good solid networking. So
facts.
Yeah, and just realistically, hats off to people for being good. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people.
You know what? I was thinking about that first time. I was thinking about that when we were there. Like, people were real respectful about that, kept their mask on the whole time unless they were eating, like, didn't see nobody being a jerk or nothing like that. Like, it was real cool.
Yep.
For how they had to do it. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, so just really good to see that. A Power Ranger, and no jokes. Listen. Every time we saw, matter of fact, one of the first things we did see there was a Power Ranger.
Green joint.
And, I tried to point jokes out to it. So, we had a good time.
Yeah.
We had a good time. We got a lot of work done. There's a lot more interviews coming. So far, we only posted 2 of the interviews, but we posted a few pictures. We got a lot of images and stuff still to put up. So just kind of keep your eyes peeled. We'll be pushing those out and premiering them over the next couple of days. Just kind of get a reminder for ourselves of what we saw and how we enjoyed. And there's a lot of good information from a lot of artists that are out there that we want you all to see. So keep your eyes peeled for that. Sin?
Yo.
I guess I should show. What else did you get? Because you got
I got a bunch, man.
Oh yeah, man. Where that tomahawk at?
Oh, this thing, it's right here. Yeah. Come on now. I got a blade always in reach, always. Fresh, very sharp axe.
You ain't getting ready to give me that. You know what I got. I ain't, it's one in me. I could, They didn't have what I needed there. I would have bought a new one.
Got a bunch of posters.
Robert Dean says, well, the manga anime community is probably lacking in one very specific demographic, and that would be, let's say, non-compliant when it comes to the safety of others. I dig that. I dig that.
Some dope One Piece stuff with this little shimmery, glittery thing happening with it.
Buddy.
Yeah. Another one, the same artist doing the same shimmery thing with it. Dope Akira that I ended up picking up.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, One Piece in the building. Had to.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought this artist, I grabbed a bunch of stuff from him because I just really, really like mess with his artwork heavy. So I grabbed those and I grabbed like a bunch of Demon Slayer stuff. You may know some of these characters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those other ones they're a little more prismatic. I'm gonna try to show you this piece I picked up. I don't know if it's gonna show well on camera, but it's similar to this. This actually by the same artist that did this piece. This piece though is static. Y'all can't really see it. This actually has 3 different images in it. It's Peter Parker, Miles Morales, and Gwen, all in this one image, depending on how you're looking at it. So
I got all those right here.
I grabbed this here. Let's hold on. Let's get a little. So
the Demon Slayer one, definitely, most likely. I just got to figure out where I want to put them, Marcus. Maybe the One Piece.
This joint's pretty dope. Little Chadwick Boseman love, and then into Black Panther, and then into the powered up suit version of Black Panther. Really, really dope piece that just I couldn't not
Right.
I ended up grabbing this right before we left. So I did manage to get that. Yeah, it's a lenticular. I did pick up from one of the artists I interviewed this opera.
Yep.
And I also grabbed from her this Spider-Gwen stained glass floating
them jokes
piece,
dope.
as well as she had a matching Miles one that I picked up as well. It was pretty dope. So I'll get some good pictures of them, and they'll get posted to the Instagram and all that kind of stuff, and they'll be on the Facebook and all that, so people can see them. These are lenticulars. I don't know exactly what the processes they use to do them. This particular artist, Ravelyn, Ravelynn, or Rain Lynn Graphics is the name of the artist. They don't generally like the artist. I've never met the artist. I've never seen the artist at a table. They have tables at multiple cons throughout the year. There's always a table with this stuff added at every con I ever go to, and the people who are there just appear to be selling the work for them. Yeah. I don't know if the artist ever makes an appearance at all.
I got a bunch of those myself. I got 4 of them sitting right here now facing me.
Yeah. They do some really dope work, but it's very solid, great quality on it. Last time I saw them, I picked up. As a matter of fact, I got this. I also have that same piece in a keychain. It's 2-sided. That has the image on both sides. What's up, Tony? How are you, man? Trip is cool. We have to go far. Jimmy. What's up, Jimmy? You would show up right after I show Spider-Man. That's how things work out.
That's how it works.
No big deal. Hey, listen, so I think that's the wrap for Otakon. Let's talk about Suicide Squad.
Okay.
Listen, I don't really want to get into specifics. What I do want to talk about is some of their numbers.
Okay.
So let's see, box office. 26.5 million in its first 3 days. Another 35 million internationally, taking it to its overall tally of 72.2 million. But let's see, studio spent 185 million to produce the film and at least 100 million more in promotional efforts. So we have to talk about this because this basically puts Suicide Squad almost exactly where Black Widow was.
Okay.
Listen, Jimmy, I know how that goes. Trust me, I'll be back tomorrow. Should you drop dollars on the Back to the Future panel at AwesomeCon? If you feel strongly enough about going, man, like I don't know, having those actors in a room together, like I don't know when or if that will ever happen again. So if you feel the need, man, I say you try it. Yeah, Jimmy, you didn't like it. Idris and Stallone was great. All right. All right. I mean, cool. Yeah, here's where I'm at. I don't think this is even close to being the end of where we are. Like, my expectations for Shang-Chi are probably sitting about like this, although it may do worse than this if they decide to maintain only having a theatrical release, which is as of right now what it is. We are just under a month out from when that's coming out. Jimmy, that's so dumb. I know, bro. I know it's hard. Yeah, look, here's the thing. I Suicide Squad is our movie of the month for the Loading Stacks Movie Club. Is what people wanted. They voted and they got it. You can give them a hard time if you want to. J. Robert Dean's about not picking.
Sandman.
Thin Man, bro. Yeah. Look, John Cena's getting his own show.
Yep.
Based on this property. It could do okay. My honest opinion of Suicide Squad is I feel like if I had gone to see it in the theater, and if we weren't in a pandemic, I would have gone to see it in the theater. I would have been disappointed with having spent my money to go see it in the theater. That's how I feel. I also feel like Warner Brothers is stupid beyond stupid for naming the first movie Suicide Squad and the second movie The Suicide Squad. That's just stupid. Like that's just dumb. I don't understand that. I think that's one of the dumbest things you could possibly have done. Call it Suicide Squad : Task Force X. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. They could have done anything, but did they explain why Peacemaker doesn't know how? I guess they do explain it. Yes, that his helmet's not a toilet. They do. They do explain it.
Overall, I enjoyed it. I had a good time watching it.
Me too. I've seen it twice.
I'll definitely be watching a few more times because we have our discussion. I just had my one. I literally just finished it before we jumped on this, so that's the first thing I did. We got on. I couldn't do it last night. I was way too tired.
I think in my head, even though I knew this was a James Gunn film, I wasn't prepared for how stupid it is. Like, not that it's not funny, because it is, but like watching it through the first time, it was just like, why are they doing this? And it does. Listen, it matches what the comic books are like. It matches the Harley vibe. It does 100%. Starro the Conqueror is tough in the comic books, as dumb as that sounds, but it is. They made Polka Dot Man worthy.
He was just savage.
Could have put Condiment Man in. The movie definitely has some surprises. It is over the top gory, like violent, like unnecessarily. Like it actually feels like, I mean, again, it works and it's funny, but it feels like they were trying too hard. Like this movie, again, without getting too far into it, it does feel like they were like, we're gonna make a Deadpool with 12 Deadpools.
A team.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like
TDK, dog.
Yeah, let's not even. Yeah. But again, look, the box office is what the box office is, right? And there was a part of me that felt like, all right, HBO Max might be doing something right by theaters in some way. By, you don't have to pay. If you already have HBO Max, you don't have to pay anything additional to watch the movie on HBO Max. You just have to have HBO Max. Unlike Disney with Black Widow and what they're doing with, like Jungle Cruise, where you have to pay an additional $30, even if you're already subscribed in order to see the movie. You basically have to pay for it. The HBO Max shows the films for a month and it'll be gone. So I think like September 5th, you won't be able to watch Suicide Squad on HBO Max anymore. And I imagine that at that point, they'll go into whatever deals they've managed to work out with other companies for exclusivity and so forth before it comes back to HBO Max, and people can watch it again, or before they release it to video or whatever it is, and you can buy it from some other digital streaming service, be it Amazon or somewhere like that. Which again is very different from what Disney is doing, where they're just like charging you for it, and if you pay for it, you have it. So you only have a certain period of time to buy it and be able to watch it. But if you do, you watch it and you keep it. So I agree with you, J. Robert Deans. I think that window could continue to get smaller and smaller as the pandemic continues. Look, man, we try our hardest not to get into politics and all that kind of stuff here. But the fact of the matter is that like over like the last 8 days, there've been like 1 million new cases just here in the US alone. So the Delta variant isn't going away. You know what I mean? And what that means for school and theaters and conventions and all of that is a real threat. And it does mean that movie theaters might not survive.
Yeah.
You know, they could be the biggest casualty of the pandemic from a purely business standpoint. It's probably going to be movie theaters. I don't know how they're going to maintain. I can tell you right now that I'm already, as a matter of fact, let's just do it right here, right now. Who in the chat is comfortable going to see Shang-Chi September 3rd, September 15th, at any point during Labor Day holiday weekend when everybody's off and everybody's going out to do stuff? Like, I just want to know who's comfortable going to see Shang-Chi. By all means, just let me know. You can say a yes or a no, whatever. Send where you at. You want to go see Shang-Chi in the theater?
See, here's the thing. No, but gotta see it, for what we do. So
no, we don't. No, we don't. Here's the thing.
Then it is what it is.
The plan for sure was Shang-Chi will easily be the movie of the month for September because we know it's coming out and we know everybody's going to want to go see it. But that also was a thought of like, they're probably going to end up releasing it to Disney Plus. We'll all have a way to watch it, whatever. J. Robert Dean said that'd be the first we skip. Marcus, is that yes, you're comfortable?
I think that means he's going.
Okay. Marcus said if I die, I die. Okay, bro. Sure, why not? Ty says he'll wait. I think the majority of people will feel that way, right? I don't know that Shang-Chi is a strong enough property, even though it's Marvel, even though it's MCU, to drag people out of their homes to go see it. I don't even think it has the strength that Black Widow has. Because
they gotta be scrambling right now to figure this out.
People at least knew who Black Widow was. Nobody knows Shang-Chi. That's just what it is. So it's easy enough to just say, hey, we're going to vote again and pick something we can watch from home for September. Like, that's not a thing. Heather says, not sure yet. I had to travel to El Paso for work a couple weeks back and managed not to catch anything. That's great. Yeah. I mean, listen, I certainly hope that it stays that way. Susan Dortch not ready for theaters. J. Robert Dean, I can wait 4 weeks. I worked with Suncoast when the wait for video was a year. I can wait 4 weeks. Sure. 4 weeks, 90 days, whatever it's going to be. The importance of Marvel getting these movies out as they apply to continuity. Who knows what that means they do? You know what I mean? Who knows what if starting tomorrow, Spoiler Boys is back, baby.
Yes, it is.
Who knows how that will affect things going forward, where it ends and where Shang-Chi picks up. We don't know what time frame that movie takes place in. I don't think Suicide Squad is going to be the last victim of this at all.
It's not.
And it does remain to be seen whether or not we'll have other actors that follow suit of what Scarlett Johansson did when they see these movies not doing what they want to see them do in the theater. I have to imagine, though, that Warner Brothers or DC or someone in some way spoke with these actors and tried to rework their, their contracts in some way that actually works for them. But who knows? We'll just have to see. I find it super interesting, and who knows where that actually means we'll end up. J. Robert Dean says, what if Marvel changes their mind and Shang-Chi hits premiere access 1 week after it debuts in theaters? It then will have satisfied the only in theaters mandate. It won't have satisfied the 90-day mandate.
Yeah,
that is typical in those situations. But
I got to figure this out because we're about to be back on lockdown. It seems like so.
That's how it feels.
Yeah, so they have to be having these conversations. You know what I'm saying now, especially with that one because that is literally like so right around the corner.
I'm gonna tell you something. There's a thing that's happening that I don't think a lot of people realize. When you lock people down and they don't have anything to do, right? Streaming services are obviously a major go-to because they exist now.
Mm-hmm.
But you're competing for screen time. And the competition for screen time is hella strong.
Facts.
Because you're not, as a streaming service, as a HBO Max, as a Disney Plus, you are not just competing with each other and Peacock and Discovery and Netflix and Vudu and Prime. You are competing with Apple TV and Apple Arcade and Xbox and PlayStation and any game that releases Fortnite. In that window, right? You're competing with Fortnite for screen time. Screen time is the most important metric. You're going to spend your money on the thing you intend to spend the most screen time with. So you could pay for Black Widow, give them $30, and you might have done that when it dropped and still may not have watched it because you know it's there and you can go back to it.
Yep.
You might just be watching whatever else came out because it
like
was
with me and my anime,
because it's there and you already knew it.
Yeah, that's how I treat my anime. Like I'll grab it, like, all right, I know I have it now. Like I'll let those 10 series come in, and then I'll get to it, when I can. Like I'm not in a rush now. I have it.
It's one of those things that like I don't think people really think about. You know what I mean? But as a business that is reliant on you having use of a screen, whether that is a theater screen, your television screen, your laptop screen, your mobile phone screen, screens are everywhere, and they are vying for that time and the money that you put into whether or not that time is worth it for you. So, at any given time, if you're watching one, you're not watching the other. If you're playing video games, you're probably not. You might be playing video games and YouTube might be running on your phone or on your laptop, and you might just be, listening to ambient noise or whatever. Like YouTube has a niche. They can do things that other, streaming services can't do. And then just slap ads on it. You know what I mean? So the fact that they can give it to you for free and just slap ads on it in order to monetize it, and they do make money hand over fist doing that.
Yeah.
Screen time is a big deal. And for us, video games is just as big of a deal and is as important as all of this other stuff. So when we're trying to decide, all right, I need 2 hours to spend to watch Suicide Squad, I could be spending that 2 hours doing something else with that screen.
Mm-hmm.
I could very easily be playing Death's Door or Senua's Sacrifice or whatever else it is. J. Robert Dean says, or my kid who can watch a TV show while watching YouTube, while listening to Spotify, hurts my brain. Listen, mine the same way. Kids' attention spans are different now because of the internet and screens and touch screens, and because of instant access and therefore instant gratification. They don't wait for nothing. Kids don't know how to wait for anything. That's part of why people's patience is so low now, because waiting for things like you just said, Suncoast, you work at Suncoast, you would have to wait a year before something came to video. Well, it used to be a lot longer than that. Right now, it's like I can wait 4 weeks. It's only a couple of months. Like that turnaround, that instant gratification. The reason why people go to the theater and aren't willing to wait is because they want that instant gratification. FOMO is so real. That's what trailers are designed to do, is to give you FOMO. That fear of missing out is such a big deal.
Yeah, when I do dual screens most of the time.
Oversaturation of screen time, I think, is only a real thing for like maybe Jokes' generation and up. I think below that, screen time is everything. It's all they know. Screen time has replaced playtime, outside, playgrounds. Like it's totally different. Their mindsets are different. The way they view things is different. How they do things is different. And how they value their time is different. The brilliance of shows on Cartoon Network now. Shows like The Amazing World of Gumball. Shows like Steven Universe, where instead of giving you
Teen Titans Go,
Teen Titans Go, instead of giving you a 22-minute show, a half-hour show, an hour-long show, you get 11 minutes. This episode is 11 minutes. You know what I mean? So that the episode itself is almost never interrupted by a commercial break. Here's the whole thing. Why? Because that's the way they consume things on the internet. That's what YouTube does. YouTube is just like, here it is, watch the whole thing. You might see an ad at the beginning, maybe an ad at the end. Now, if it's long enough, you might get an ad in the middle. But generally speaking, they watch it all at once. It's just the way that they've grown up. Their attention spans are very different. We used to even have to wait for Netflix. Like, we would wait to get the disc in the mail before we could use our Netflix. That's not a thing. I mean, it actually is still a thing. They do still do that and make a lot of money doing it. But for most people, it's instant. And instant gratification has changed the way that these companies have to look at what they do. So, yes, if a company like HBO Max says, or Warner Brothers says, we're going to put all our movies in the theater and on HBO Max at the same time, but it's only on HBO Max for the first month. That's the thing that they do to try to appease the people who are too old to realize that things are changing and they don't like it and they want their money because they need an exclusivity window. Those exclusivity windows are going to go away and they're going to be different. Yeah, my kid is only recently able to handle watching a film and truly follow multiple plot lines. It's not their attention spans. They're not built that way. They're not. It's not like reading a book anymore. Even comic books. You know what I mean? Comic books are bite-sized. Here's a piece. And then you get the next piece. That's the way it works. And when it's not that way, they binge. Here's all 13 episodes. Watch the entire season. Spend the next 2 days watching every episode there is, and then just be done with it. That's just the way things are changing. The way people consume things is still controlled by someone else. It's just not controlled by the same people who once had their hands on it, the way they had their hands on it. And that grip is loosening. So theaters are going to find themselves in a position where they're going to get used for something other than feature-length films. That's just...
Yeah, they got to figure something out.
It was too long. I think it was too long. It wasn't, listen, it wasn't that bad, but it was too long.
I gotta watch. Like I said, I just had one sit down with it, so it felt fine to me on the first viewing. Maybe I feel different on a second watch, but for right now, it feels fine to me. What's somebody say about One Piece?
Does that mean you have a really poor attention span? Nah,
he's a binger. I prefer to binge my stuff, and honestly, most of the time, like right here, I have two screens. When I'm out there on the couch gaming, like right now, I'll have Dexter running on it, just recapping the show, whatever. While I'm sitting there playing Shadow of Mordor or something like that on Xbox. I use dual screens for like pretty much everything nowadays. I'm so used to it. But no, I just prefer to binge watch everything.
Get him, Marcus.
Hey, Marcus, don't be so disrespectful to the God. Don't be so disrespectful.
Right, hey, let me tell you something. The ability to multitask, to mentally multitask. Yeah, my man, hold it up. AMC announced a partnership with GameStop to host video game events. Right. Again, movie theaters will not be able to continue to do what they do. And here's the thing. A partnership with GameStop is almost laughable because GameStop, for all of what's happened in terms of what happened with their stock price, GameStop's still almost out the window. They still in trouble. I don't care what y'all say. GameStop is still in trouble because they are unfortunately unnecessary. Let me say it again. GameStop is unnecessary in 90% of the country.
Kinda. I mean, you can get games.
90% of the places where GameStop exists, they are
get games from anywhere. You can get games and peripherals from Walmart, Target, Best Buy, anywhere. Amazon,
Amazon.
Yeah. All the little tchotchke stuff they sell, you can get it from a billion different websites, even Amazon, online. Like, only thing they were needed for was the trade-in feature. And
that's a sweet word, J. Robert Dennis. Yeah, you're right. Trade-ins is really the only thing that they're good for. And I'm going to tell you right now, If you think they haven't already figured out how they're going to let you trade in digital purchases, you are sadly mistaken. It's already a thing. Late Ty, Suicide Squad was perfection.
That's what he said.
I'm glad he followed that up with I don't care what anybody says. Then I don't have to say nothing. Because just saying I don't care what anybody says means he already knows he's wrong. But that's cool. Trade-ins are trash. And here's the thing. Until GameStop, so much of what GameStop's monetization, their business plan consists of underpaying you for the product you bring back to them. They are a pawn shop. I'm going to give you way less and I'm going to make way more when I sell it back. Yep. That is where the majority of their money comes from. But the companies that they sell product for, game developers, the majority of their profit is now coming from microtransactions. More than half of their profit. Billion-dollar companies like Electronic Arts, more than half of their profits come from microtransactions. They come from transactions that are after the original purchase of the game. Don't have anything to do with the game purchase itself, which is why
battle passes, all that stuff.
So much stuff is going free. The biggest game in the world that makes the most money on the planet is Fortnite. That joint is free. There is a paid version of Fortnite. I know because I paid for it.
We sure did.
But that was before it was free. That was when it was still in beta. And it stayed in beta for like 3 years. Free. Mind you, I pay a monthly fee for a free game. Let's do it again. Because I don't even like the way that sounded. I pay a monthly fee for my child to play a free game. Because she wants what is essentially their battle pass. She gets her V-Bucks. She gets her skin that nobody else has. Access whatever. I'm telling y'all, Netflix going to have battle passes. Netflix going to have battle passes. It is. Marvel Friends Lois Nash cutscenes with no DC. The way that companies have to be looking at the video game industry is the entertainment industry that makes the most money. It's the most profitable, makes the most money, more than any other entertainment industry. So every other industry has to be looking at them for how they're going to monetize and make money. They do. And the price of gaming is going up.
Oh yeah. Maybe
with the exception of Game Pass. Tonight on Superman the Punk. I like it. We could do a spinoff. You want to do a spinoff, Sid?
What? I get to just rail on Superman?
Yeah. Look, Marcus, it's a fact, man. Hasn't eBay made trade-ins at GameStop unnecessary? Listen, you can trade in almost anywhere, but nobody likes to give you. Nobody wants to give you what an actual console is worth, which is why most people, yes, like eBay, like people just resell it. They'll just sell it to somebody else who will give them something for it. It's not worth the trade-in. There are still a lot of people who are afraid of that, though. They're afraid of putting product on eBay or doing the shipping or don't want to go through the hassle. There are people who just don't. There's still a barrier of entry that a lot of people just aren't going to jump through. You know what I mean? In terms of like selling their stuff on eBay or something like that. Is it easy? Sure. But it's just extra steps that people don't want to do. It's easy for people to just walk into the store and be like, here, take this. You know what I mean? And so they accept the pricing that GameStop gives them.
Yeah.
When they bought a game yesterday for $70 and when they bring it back the next day,
25,
let's say 14 days outside,
no, 30.
I give you $6. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. And we're gonna sell it. We're gonna sell it for 55. We're gonna sell it for 65. Yep. That's what it is, and they know it. You know what I mean? They know it. You know, it's just it's different. I learned a long time ago that the value of trading on video games is so low that it's not worth bothering anymore. So you might as well just collect them. It's just not worth it anymore.
Yeah.
There's no point.
I probably may trade it in early in my gaming days, maybe like 2 games or something like that. Then you realize, nah, y'all not giving me, I done dropped like 40, 50 on this, and you give me back like $10. Ain't how it works.
You're not doing that.
Nah.
I'm not doing that. And every now and again, right, there's some deal, right, they use to, entice you. Like, if you trade in 3 games, we give you an extra 10%. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you trade in for this particular game, we give you this. Or if you trade in your old console for this console,
last thing I traded in was my Switch, and that was just to get the version 2 one. That was it.
But here's the thing. The way that backwards compatibility is really working now, especially under digital circumstances, it actually would help the industry in terms of trade. Because if you have the old system, you can actually trade it in to get the new system. And as long as you went digital, all your stuff still works. I mean, at least on Xbox.
She said Funko Land. You bringing up the past.
Ooh, heaven. Funko Land.
I heard that forever.
Shoot, that's Golden East Arcades back then. Woo! Marcus said, so I just did the math for what I want to do at AwesomeCon, and my pockets are already hurting. Good job. I'm glad you planned ahead, sir.
Smart man.
Because it's real. Yeah, I mean, I don't see the I'm this close to getting Apple Arcade, bro, and y'all know I'm not an Apple dude, man.
I know you're
about to get this money though.
You're gonna have it within 24 hours.
It's all of that. It's exclusivity, it's timing, it's availability, ease of access, all of that kind of stuff, man. It's just like you can. When Netflix added the ability to download, so you can just watch even if you don't have a connection, change the game. Having that same kind of functionality with games, which is where it is now.
Yeah.
It's changing, and they're gonna have to keep looking at what that industry is doing because it's the most successful industry. And not only that, but even the actors and actresses throughout Hollywood are beginning to look at video games as a place to go act, to do voice acting, right? To stay home in their expensive home studios and do their voice acting without ever having to leave the house. Order their Uber Eats, their DoorDash, their whatever, have it come in. They're doing their voiceover auditions from their home studios anyway.
I mean, you get the right character, like a Destiny or something, where you get a core and all those ones that got to do the new lines for when a new season comes out and everything. And that's just, you just keep turning over that money. Yeah.
There is the possibility of consistent work in video games, unlike anything. Like, one of the beautiful things about the MCU is that it provided consistent work for a number of actors who went from more or less being C-tier, B-tier actors to A-list actors because of the strength and popularity of what those movies were. And so you have people signed to like 9 movie deals, bro. That's consistent work. And you know you're going to get paid. And that work automatically means you're going to get other work. It means that you now can command more money from other people that want your voice, your face, your likeness on their properties. There is so much consistency in video game work as games as a service becomes a thing. We don't just make a new game. We keep the same game and we just add more content. So we need those characters. Come back into the studio and do more voice work. We wrote a new part for these characters. The possibilities are just so much further than just doing Hollywood. And it's why you're seeing A-list movie actors become straight to streaming Netflix actors, straight to streaming Amazon Prime actors and actresses, because there's consistent work there. because the money is there, because they'll pay them, because they can build these state-of-the-art studios and do shows like The Mandalorian, where you don't have to go to you know what I mean? Like, you don't have to be on set. Like, they can just build it and you shoot it. It
works.
And again, it's video games that are doing that for the movie industry.
Yeah.
Mandalorian runs on a video game engine.
To find, when we first found that, I'm like, hold on, this whole thing is running on like Unreal. Are you serious? Like,
Unreal.
That is ridiculous.
And this is like not even Unreal Engine 5, which is
it was forced in.
Like, it's not even that. This is like listen. All right, I'm gonna take y'all back for a second.
What, as far back as like Babbage's and Funko Land?
Nah, yeah, we're not going back quite that far.
Okay.
We're going like early 2000s when Final Fantasy Spirits Within released. Entirely CG, realistic, animated film by Square.
Actors was pissed off when this came out.
And the plan was, we're going to take this actress, this computer-generated actress that we created specifically for this, and we're going to put her in other movies. That's how big of a deal the intention was for it to be. And we wasn't even actually there. But now?
Yeah. It could be done.
Listen, dog, you can pay anybody to mocap.
Yeah.
You can pay, I don't care. It could be ugly as whoo. And mocap, we're just
just put that skin on them.
Tighten that look up, bro.
Just swap them skins out.
Yeah.
And just go about your business.
It's a real thing. Yeah, video game industry is definitely having an impact on the rest of that. And if they don't, find a better way to do gaming tournaments, Evo, at movie theaters, stuff like that.
Movie theaters should probably be looking at stuff like that because they're not going to survive this second pandemic if they don't have something put in place to get through it.
1,000%. 1,000%.
They have to.
We were going to talk about the Xbox Indie Showcase. It was okay. There was a couple things I saw that I liked. A couple things coming straight to Game Pass, but that's not where it's holding the show over. So we're gonna get ready to wrap this one up. I'm gonna go ahead and let Sin do his job. I don't have jokes here, so I guess I'll have to do his.
So while he is doing that, let's shout out our top tier patrons, starting with Anthony Cunningham, Marcus Houston, Susan Dortch, and Late Ty, also Tyrone Carson.
Late Ty.
Thank you very much. We truly, truly appreciate it. For real.
Uh-oh. What I do?
I gotta find out where I'm gonna hang all these pictures.
That's not gonna be that bad. You be all right, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna hang up the big ones after AwesomeCon, because I'm pretty sure I'll have another one to add to the collection then. So
that's a fact, buddy. Roll. That's a fact, buddy. Roll.
I'm gonna wait to have them all for now, then figure out how I want to position them and get them up and all that stuff.
Good folks out there, there's a Linktree link. Make sure you go and you follow us everywhere we are. We are all over the place, and we are going to continue to be that way. Again, we'll have another show next week. We will be at AwesomeCon next Friday, Saturday. Not this coming Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but the following.
For the one after. Right.
20th, 21st, 22nd. We'll be at AwesomeCon. So if you're at AwesomeCon, tag us, shoot a picture, post us. We'll try to link bonus. See people. Don't just run up on us. That could get you hurt. We'll be there. We're really excited again. We have a panel on that Saturday. We'll share more information about that as that comes to fruition. Working on some things for Baltimore in terms of press and in terms of a panel. That's still a possibility. We are now working on press and panel access for Anime NYC at the end of November. We're already on board for Ocean City Comic-Con. There is Nerd Prom coming up in a couple of weeks. That's still a little iffy on that.
Extra Life.
Extra Life is definitely coming. Yeah, there's a lot happening.
We have a lot of things coming.
Keep your eyes peeled. I have a new plan for a new Loading Snacks shirt to go to the merch store. Ain't that right, Sam?
Oh, yes. I can't wait for this one. I'm actually excited about this one.
So keep your eyes peeled for that. I will post when that's ready to go, so everybody will be able to see it. When is Extra Life? Extra Life is the 6th of November. Give me a second. Give me a second, buddy. Yeah, I do believe November 6th into the 7th appears to be right.
I'm seeing it up here.
It'll help if I spell it correctly when I type it in. Let's see. Currently, all right, hold on. It doesn't say it on their first page. All right, hold on. It is almost always the first weekend in November because that usually is daylight savings.
Yeah, so, it always falls on daylight savings.
Well, it didn't last year. That was the thing. Didn't last year because daylight savings fell on Halloween last year. Outside of that, every other year that we've ever done it, that is when it happened. But again, I am not seeing a date right now.
Neither am I.
On their page. All right, so hold on. Let's do this.
November 6th. November 6th. That's what it said. Yeah, that's what it is.
Oakland. Yeah. So November 6th.
First week of November.
A long weekend. Hey, Maggie.
Hey.
How are you? How did this year of Oda stack up to last year? No, it's not the little baby joke shirt, but we gotta talk to J. Robert Deans about that for sure. Yeah, I do think. Oh yeah. Otakon stacked up.
Yeah,
pretty well. We were super happy to have gone. Again, it was.
I think everything was spaced out really well, considering pandemic and all that type of stuff. They had everybody spaced out pretty good. It was still a lot of people. Like we said at the beginning, people were respectful, mask on, unless they were eating, stuff like that the whole time. Wasn't no drama like that. Overall good. Slight issues that we were privy to, but
they sent out a press release earlier today. I mean, the attendance exceeded 25,000 people.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yes, there was some special backpack activity for sure. But yeah, so let's see, 25,543 unique memberships, as they call it, which is attendees. So again, that is really solid. And the way they had the floor set up just seemed like they took less people. They had the vendor section and the artist alley section divided. So you couldn't just walk from one into the other, which I think kind of helped with traffic. And everything seemed to be a bit more spaced out so that you weren't so clustered. So it went really well. We were very happy to be there. We had a really, really good time there. It was great to see everybody again. And again, we have a lot of really good content coming, and we picked up a lot of really good goods. We picked up goods.
Picked up merch.
We picked up goods. So yeah. So yeah, we're gonna get ready to wrap this one up. But I want to thank everybody for tuning in and for hanging out with us for the last hour or so. It wasn't, Maggie. It actually went really well. No, Oda did not require vaccinations. Masks were required. Vaccinations were not. We'll see if that continues to be a thing going into Awesome in a week and a half. But as of now, no. They're not requiring vaccinations either. We do know that Anime NYC is requiring vaccinations, but that's a New York thing. New York is like requiring you vaccinations to go. You have to have proof of vaccination to go into anything.
Yeah.
And I would not be surprised if that doesn't change sooner than later. So, yeah. Again, it was a good time, and everybody seemed to be really cool and really good about everything. The spacing, eating, where people were, being respectful of people's time and space. You know, in my experience, people who haven't been out of the house for a while tend to be
overdo it,
rude, dog. They tend to have forgotten
got it,
the rules of engagement. Speaking as a person who has been out like every day. Yeah. So real thing. Yeah. So we're gonna wrap this one up. Again, I want to thank everybody for hanging out with us. Yes. It's been awesome. It was really good to get out and see a bunch of people this weekend in person. Really looking forward to seeing people again in a couple of weeks in person. And for those of you who we will not see in person, I'm looking forward to continuing to see you virtually like this. We are family. Again, keep in mind that a lot of the people that you see in these chats have their own Twitch channels or are authors or writers or artists or something like that. So please, if you see other people that are here, even if they're somewhere else, some people are on YouTube, some are on Twitch and so forth. Facebook,
follow.
Yeah, go follow each other. I don't think it's gonna work, Marcus. Indeed, we have every intention on staying safe. We're gonna do just that. With that, we're out. Let's wrap this one up, Sin. Toodles and